my name is Troublemaker, and this is the Marine Splitting Co-op Challenge.
Good morning, Commander.
Good morning, computer.
The objective in this exercise is to survive through several waves of attackers.
Okay, so...
Each wave will be challenging to overcome with the forces available. Directly controlling the actions of your units will give you the edge you need to prevail.
Yes, thank you, computer. So, when most people are playing this game of Banelings versus Zergs, there's a few things that happen. The first thing is this. Oh my god, I stood there. The second thing is this. They just kind of stem, and they do a splitting thing, and that's kind of cute, right? But not quite effective. You have to have the right combination of units and stuff to do. So you're going to stem, run, no, and we're going to do this thing where we run and shoot, and we're going to have a lot more success. That was a little bit better. This game's called Marine Split Challenge. And you want to have some units shooting and some not. It's the goal here. And you will slowly get good at this. Trust me. It just kind of goes to show, like, you kind of need some guys attacking in your splits. So you split after you start moving. You don't split before you move. That's kind of dumb. As you can see, I'm slowly getting better. Traded exactly there. That's good. But I want to be more than trade. I want to be cost effective. So there's a few things people do. It's scoot and shoot, and this isn't too bad as well. Basically, it's like you do this thing. Oh, stop. Oh, that's not too bad. It trades a little better than actually splitting. And then there's as long as you're killing some Banelings. I mean, a lot of people just think, like, the idea here is to run your units in, and, it's not. You have to actually kill stuff. So a good split will look like, oh, he came from nowhere. Restem. You gotta be splitting while you're on the run. Stem, run. Oh, I almost got it that time. Let's see, try one more time. Oh, got lucky in the direction, didn't I? And the idea is to create, like, an arc of units. Shit, I almost got it that time, alright. You want to create, like, an arc so you have a better shooting range. Oop, I can get it this time, I think. Yeah, I got it. Shazam. Hello, audience. My name is Troublemaker, and today's theme is Baneling Bust. So, yeah. Let's premise this with information. Information is good. There are three basic types of Baneling Busts. The first is a one-base Baneling Bust, in which you have spawning pool, Banelings, and they're slow. And the goal of the Banelings here is to destroy a supply depot so the Zerglings can push in. And this was actually really popular for a long time, and eventually people just started walling off with really big structures to beat this. They don't do that anymore, though. The second kind of Baneling Bust is with the second base, and it's one where you get 3 gas, 1, 2, 3, and you go with speed Banelings and speedlings and just smash your opponent until you get siege tanks. And this is a really good way for Zergs to punish a fast expender. The third kind is a 3-base play. It involves roaches and Banelings, and it's a way to kind of deal with tanks and marine combinations. It's also really potent, and they're all kind of situational. So 1 base is basically your cheesy play. 2 base is against basically fast expand marines, and 3 base is against roach, is against tank marine. So failure here is actually a random player, and I went for a 6 scout to find out where I shouldn't say where, but where he is, who he is. And so I'm just kind of sitting here waiting for an expansion, and here comes the drone. I like to try and block as much as possible. And here's kind of my test, right? I'm running my SCV away, and this is when he should be trying to expand. But he's not. And so this is one good way of knowing, like, what's up. So I'm doing, like, little, fishtail patterns here. He could expand anytime he wanted to, but he's not. So we're just going to, leave. If I would have came in, and I should have really done... Oh, okay, there we go. Go on the base, and basically when you come in here, click on this geyser, and if it's below 2400, which it will, and he doesn't pull drones, what that means is that he needs extra gas for something. And this tells you one big major thing. Dear Lord, this man is Baneling busting me. Because maximum for a geyser is 2500. If he goes far above that, means he needs gas for something else, and that something else is probably going to be cheese. So I throw one gas to beat this. I still have Marines coming out, not bunking up quite yet, because I want this to happen. And so I got to kind of show him that I'm not building bunkers. That's good to know. I have my Mariner trying to pick off this drone, and I got another, guy here. Throwing in a second Rax. I need units to beat this. Unfortunately, that's just how the game goes. And I kill off the drone. Good stuff. So yeah, let's say you don't get in here and see the extractor. How do you know this is Baneling list? Well, ling count is a good way. If he has 2 lings, he's playing very, very, very greedily, and he's going for a heavy drone play. If he has 4 lings, he wants to have lots of information. He put them all over the map to try and scout off like drops and early Banshee play. If he has a shit ton of lings, like that many, that generally means he's going for a Baneling bust. And so the response to a Baneling bust is not an early bunker. You want it to happen. Looking at the Zinkum, we'll see that I in fact almost have double the economy of him. That's not really good. Zerg should never have that position. So what we're going to see happen is bunker placement. So, generally speaking, you want your bunkers to be about, I don't know, where's that button for spinning the camera around? I can't find it. But anyway, it's so hard to see this. There is one block in between here. So when the Banelings come in, they won't do splash damage. Now, a lot of people will do a build like this and they'll just expand, right? So you kind of gotta, get a scouting. So I'm gonna run my TvZs. Close that. There we go. This bunker here, not so good. It could be one more building position back, but whatever, it's fine. I'm getting combat shields, hence the gas, and here we go. Pulling SCVs. Can't save this bunker here, but I can definitely save this bunker here. Already, he is so far behind. Insanely far behind. This is one of those kind of builds where it's like, if your first Baneling bust fails, you should probably just do another Baneling bust and hope to just win it. And if that fails, you should just leave. Now the reason why I'm getting combat shields, I'm going to get stems. Just got to get some guys back in gas, I suppose. The reason why I'm getting combat shields is because you can't let somebody just, you can't let somebody do this to you and not punish them. And having good tech means you'll be able to punish them. So we're going to run in there with, for a few Mariners, and he's got a lot of Banelings, and am I going to split effectively? I don't have stems, so no. And he just, cleans up all my Marines. But, how many Banelings do you have? 1. How much gas do you have? 200. What does this mean? It means that he's kind of stuck on building Banelings for a long time. He got a second extractor, and he looked at the income like he's still quite behind. Get up that good old expansion. It's a good timing, and really pound with Marines. Now my split there was absolutely awful. I could do it way better. And you see, like, the CPM is not really in my favor. But we're going to continue pounding with Marines, because every time you build a Zergling, 2 Zerglings, that is less he's going to be able to do with, what are those things called? As you see, like, yeah, oh yeah, now I'm splitting up pretty good. And this is called like a preemptive split. See, the idea here is you want him to only hit 1 Marine at a time, and so you just really split up all these Marines into good clusters. So when he goes for Baneling, it's like, what's he going to hit? It's like, oh no. He just wasted so many Banelings there. And, you know, he's going to clean this up, of course, but he's going to it's at such an insanely heavy cost. You know, he wants gas for the lair tech, which he got. He wants gas for Mutalisks. He wants gas for all those other things, but he can't really afford it. So I'm doing this thing called teching. Got the factory down. That's called teching. Got the stims. Oh, actually, I got the stims done, I guess. And now we're going to throw it some... Actually, I have no idea while I'm getting this research. I have no idea at all. But you got to continue pounding him. This is part of punishing a Baneling bust. In a Baneling bust, when you throw away that many resources, you can throw away just as many. That's just how the game goes. So continue punishing him. He's building drones. Every time he builds drones, he's not building lings, which means your attacks will continue to be more and more successful, and that's good. Make sure to expand. You know, play it like a regular game from here. Gotta get some more dudes in gas, though. It's kind of funny over here. You know, we're getting the siege tanks. We'll get the siege tech eventually. This is just to solidify the win, and hopefully in this match I can kind of show how that works. And as you can see, this is a good formation here. When they spread it like that, I just want to split these Marines up a little bit better. Here comes the Banes. You know, here's a little bit of splitting action. Just make it really cost and effective for him to split. That's going to do you a world of good. He has to back base drones. This base is no longer defensible. Once again, just continue splitting these guys up. It's called preemptive splitting. It's just so that, because the only tech he has is Banelings, you can do that pretty effectively. If he had like a shit ton of Lings, this would be bad. And actually, you know, this guy should just pretty much max it on Lings. Like, yeah, that's good. There we go. His expansion's gone. I have my own expansion. And truthfully, this guy should have left the game a long, long time ago. On Siege Tank. DPS quite high, 15 damage versus a Marine who does 6 damage. This tank does 3 times damage of a Marine. Yeah, quite interesting, isn't that? So he's got his dudes in position, trying to do timing. The 2 bunkers here, you don't really need them so much for actual bunkers. What you want them for is for filtering units through them, so that his units kind of come in a line. I don't know why I killed my own CV there, but oops. So yeah, things are going quite well. I'm not doing any funky weird builds. I call this like a third build. The fast expand into double, or not double, but I usually do this a lot. A 1-Rex expand, and then I'll do tanks and Marines. And I'll just do a timing push with stim Marines and siege tanks, and it does quite well. I don't know why this guy's still here. This is the point in the game where you should just leave. You should be gone. But some people just like sitting around. They honestly think they have a chance of winning. So, yeah, this is where it gets kind of brutal. Baneling busts are, you know, pretty easy to defend. It's bunkers. Follow-up is pound with Marines and have decent micro. You don't have to have great micro. You don't have to be like a 200 APM champ. But you have to have decent micro. You have to be able to win some battles. As you can see here, like this guy's been hit so hard, he can't afford the pathogen glands, which means that if I was to attack right now, he couldn't fungal me. You'd have to wait quite a bit for that. So you got a cache of Marines one more time, pulling out. Marines are the cheap throwaway unit, you gotta remember that. There will be a timing for tanks. I like to have like 3 or 4 tanks. As he kind of catches me off guard, I wasn't really paying attention. Mea culpa. You know, he got me with the Lings. You know, I'm surging in APM. I'm mostly concerned with production right now. And you see, my money, it's okay. It's not high, it's not low, it's okay. I'm throwing out the emergency turrets, because I know he has lair tech. I saw rolling Banelings. When you see a Bane roll, the first thing you should do is throw up a couple of turrets. Not too many, just a couple. And each one of these mineral lines just in case. Because there's two things you can get really with layer tech. One's infestors, which have the ability to burrow, and the second is mutalisks. And this will cover for the burrowed infestor, and it'll also cover for the mutalisk. So we're taking our third. It's pretty important to note. He does have a little Zergling blocking here, and he's also taking his third. So that's cool, that's fun. And he's got only Z3 Banelings here. Rolling back, he has lots of infestors with lots of fungal energy. I will admit that I can dodge storms like a boss, but I cannot dodge a fungal for the life of me. And oh god, every single unit lost to fungals. But here's the thing. Units lost. Still favoring me. The initial Baneling boss is such a huge blunder that it takes, probably about 40 minutes to get back in the game. But we're not going to let him do that. Are we? No, we're not going to let him do that. So, we're taking our third. He's taking his third. Got some Mariners to clean up this Linger. We got the upgrades. Getting the upgrades. We got the medevacs, finally. There's an SCV here, should be going back to work. We have tons of tanks for the push. And that's kind of the key to all this. We have lots of tanks. This is a good critical mass. With tanks you want enough to basically two-shot an infestor. And you want enough to be able to deal with a lot of Banelings. And I hope you get to see my awesome tank micro against Banelings. It's another thing a lot of Terrans are pretty weak at, is tank micro. And it's not because they're really bad, it's actually because they just don't understand it. With tanks, when you're micro them against Banelings, you run your Marines away, you stim and just run, and then you click your tanks. And you just click on Banelings. You can even hit shift key and queue them up if you want. I wouldn't do that. I just click on the Banelings, get rid of the Banelings with the tanks. And a lot of people think like the goal of the tank is just for the Baneling to run into them. Not so much. It's actually right click on your tank, or left click on your tank, and then just do this. I stim the one Marine ahead. I don't want to get caught off guard by any Banelings or anything like that. I just want to see like if there's a tank positioning. Here's a lot of Banelings. So maybe hopefully get to see some good play here. You can spread out your tanks decently just by moving them forward and just left click on them and siege as you go. I siege them all at once after that because I'm a little bit afraid. It looks like I'm having some lag row because of the explosions. So maybe I'll try and fix that. Alright, I think I got it all fixed. Yeah, I got it all fixed. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. Alright, where was I? Oh, yes. Tanks. That's still pretty laggy. Position he is in. He has Banelings, he has Infestors, he has Zerglings, he has... Still not caught up. He was a 3-base Zerg, still not caught up. Okay, so this is kind of like an awkward position. As a Terran, do you want siege all at once? The answer is sometimes, sometimes not. Scan ahead. If he's rushing you, you'll notice siege up right away. This is where you want to do a slow siege. So siege up your weakest guy in the back always, just because he's kind of your last dude. And you can do a spread thing. You see, I'm just sieging up as I move in position here, and this is kind of like an unfortunate part where it's like, shit. I really don't know what to do with my Marines. I hate infestors so much. I just don't know what to do against them. People say spread. This is called the slow push. You just slowly move your tanks up. A lot of times he'll just be baited into attacking you because you've on siege like one tank, which works out perfectly for you, right? His drone count going down quite low. He has a dude spotting there. Probably take this dude and spot forward. It's always a pretty good idea to, have a spotter forward. It gives you basically an extra volley, which is always good. And as you can see, he's doing something weird. He's got drops on the go. That's just weird. So that's just, weird as shit. And he's loading up some Baneling drops. About Baneling drops. This is kind of a weird thing. It's decently hard to deal with because most of the time, like especially if you're faster as your Baneling drops. So he's gonna run here with Overlords. Derp, derp, derp. Send a few Marines in. And you know, you can do Baneling drops are actually really good. They do quite a bit of damage. And I see the Overlords coming in, it's like, oh shit. First thing I do is like rush through my Marines part and I try to snipe whatever I can. Every Overlord you get is huge. Now unfortunately you get infested, which is not good, and here comes the Baneling drops. This is kind of where you're going to catch up as a Zerg. But not really. Because every Overlord I killed was just a massive loss. And now you're just dropping Banelings onto not a lot of units, which is, yeah, not good. It was a bad tech choice. On this part, I'll admit, there's not much you can do with Baneling drops. You just try to sneaky expansion. Behind all this, I've actually expanded, which I'm almost impressed with myself that I've done that. That's pretty damn good. There aren't many SCVs I can transfer just yet, but it gives me an opportunity for extra gas. And looking at the production, I'm moving up to 2-1. And where's my armory at? Oh, I got this Thor here. He's kind of stuck there, I think. And here comes the all-in. This is gonna be a game, by the way. In case you didn't figure it out. Yeah, we didn't get to see any great tank play. So, yeah, Baneling bust. How do you deal with that as a Terran? First step, below, bunkers, slightly away from supply depots. Follow up to that is to, punish them. Throw Marines at them, throw money at them. Combat shields is really good. It's really, I shouldn't say it's underestimated, but it's definitely underused at lower levels. Get combat shields and force stim. Push him with that, and just punish him. Keep punishing him, keep punishing him. Make it hard for him to survive, after that second being bust attempt, that is. Expand. And just continue punishing him. Throw your resources at him. If you want to get really, really good, trade effectively, learn your splits, that's good. Ending APM is pretty abysmal. I'm like 252 at the end. And that's just, microing this stuff around. You don't need insanely high APM, but it's good to have. I have a lot of money, can throw into more production facilities. You can too. Got the Teak and the Thor here. Punish, that's the goal here. Punishing him. And yeah, that's really my message of the day. It's punish Baneling bust.